My beloved child, do not turn away now. The words you just heard are not ordinary. They are a summons written in eternity. Every moment of silence feeds the darkness, but every word born of love breaks its grip. I have given you a voice, and I am calling you to use it now. Do not delay, for hesitation allows shadows to grow stronger. Stay with me until the very end of this message, for in the final word I will place the fire you need to rise. Do not underestimate the moments when you raise your voice while others remain silent. Silence born of fear or indifference becomes a heavy shroud, hiding justice and truth. When you stand for a soul in pain, even with the simplest words, you echo my own voice on earth. The power of love is not found in eloquence, but in the courage that refuses to look away. What seems like a small act in the eyes of men can resound like thunder in eternity. I know this world has taught you to place yourself above all others. People turn away, believing compassion is a weight they cannot bear. But the love you show is not a burden. It is a summons from heaven itself. The tears you shed for another do not make you weak. They awaken the power of renewal I have placed within you. When you keep your heart tender, I can shape you into a bridge that leads the lost back to the light. Do not be deceived when the world whispers that small deeds of kindness are useless. A hand clasped in comfort, a glance of compassion, or a gentle word of encouragement can open doors that 1,000 teachings cannot. In the eyes of men, these moments may seem trivial and fleeting, but in my sight, they are radiant jewels recorded in the book of heaven. Remember, my child, no sacrifice made in love is ever wasted. Look within yourself and see the worth of a single word when the crowd has chosen silence. When darkness spreads, the enemy longs for your silence so that fear may reign. Yet even one word spoken in love from a willing heart can pierce that thick veil. To stand does not require perfection, only a yielded heart. In my kingdom, such seemingly small acts never vanish, but echo forever as a testament to my love for humanity. I see this world growing heavier in its silence. People witness suffering, but do not pause. They hear cries for help, yet allow them to fade into the air. Such silence is not peace, it is a curtain that allows darkness to take deeper root. I see that you too sometimes wish to be silent, thinking your lone voice cannot change anything. But in that very moment I am waiting for your word, small as it may seem, yet weighty enough to shake the very gates of hell. Silence is not harmless. It is like leaving a wound untended until infection corrupts the whole body. When you withhold your voice, darkness advances, occupying the space where light was meant to shine. The enemy does not need you to speak wrongly, only that you say nothing. Every word born of love is a flame that drives back the night. And when you are silent, that flame is smothered, allowing coldness and indifference to prevail. I know you have thought, my voice is too frail, my words too weak to move anyone. But beloved child, have you not realized that strength lies not in volume, but in the love hidden within? A trembling word spoken with sincerity can reach depths that 1,000 polished speeches cannot touch. It is love, not outward adornment, that makes words a sharp blade. I rejoice most of all when you dare to speak even in fear, for it shows your trust is in me, not in yourself. This world has become accustomed to turning away. People pass each other like shadows, unwilling to see the pain nearby. But I have called you to be different. You were not created to stand apart, but to be my hands, my feet, and my voice. Each time you stop, each time you speak, you resist the indifference consuming the hearts of mankind. I need children willing to go against the current, reminding the world that love is still alive. Do not forget, I do not wait for you to be perfect before you speak on my behalf. It is in your sense of incompleteness that I reveal my completeness. I do not require a mighty voice, I desire a yielded heart. When you open your mouth to comfort, to encourage, to defend the weak, it is I who strengthen your words. When you speak while trembling, it is I who am speaking through you. You are never alone when you raise your voice, for I am in each word, transforming it into a power beyond your reach. You must know that every small act carries eternal weight. A simple word you utter today may begin the transformation of a soul forever. To you it may seem fleeting, but in heaven it is remembered as a triumph. A word carried in love has the power to shatter the chains that bind a spirit. Never despise what you speak when it flows from a heart placed in my hands. It does not die, it lives on, bearing the strength to heal. I see the struggle within you. You think, if I speak, will they listen? Will anyone change because of what I share? Trust me, the outcome does not rest with you but with me. Your duty is to be faithful in opening your mouth. The result is mine to fulfill. Seeds sown in love will take root in the time I have ordained. Your eyes may not see it at once, but all of heaven knows the moment is never wasted. I long for you not to run from this calling. The world needs voices lit with love. Silence makes darkness believe it has conquered, but one word from you can make it tremble. Darkness cannot drive out light. It takes only the faintest spark to scatter the night. Your voice is that spark. Though it quivers, though it feels frail, it is enough to shake the shadows around you. As you faithfully speak on my behalf, you will discover that you are also transformed. Your voice will not only bring life to others, but will strengthen your own faith. Each time you break free from silence, the fire within you will blaze stronger. I will enlarge the borders of your heart, preparing you to carry more souls who need deliverance. Along this journey, you will find me ever near, sustaining you with every step. My beloved, this is only the beginning. As you learn to speak in love, you will be led into a deeper journey, the way of mercy. For words are not merely sounds, they are bridges leading you to acts of compassion where your heart touches the pain of another. And from this place, I will lead you onto the broader path I have prepared. There will be times when your heart feels heavy as you witness the suffering of others. You may think that if you allow compassion to rise, you will bear burdens that are not your own. But know this, mercy is not a chain that drains you. It is the doorway to freedom in me. When you let my love flow through you, you are healed first, and the strength of restoration grows within you. Many believe that if they keep their hearts tender, they will be endlessly wounded, so they build walls to close off their emotions. Yet, my child, a hardened heart saves no one, not even itself. Only a heart that trembles at the sight of suffering can become an instrument in my hand. Every tear you shed does not weaken you, but awakens a source of strength the world cannot comprehend. I see the resistance within you. At times, you wish to walk past another's pain to preserve your own peace. But true peace is not found in avoidance. It is found in the courage to face suffering with love. When you draw near to broken souls, I do not leave you alone. My Spirit works within you, granting you gentleness, wisdom, and perseverance. Mercy then is no longer a burden you must carry, but a fountain of new life that transforms you from within. Remember this: when you stretch out your arms to embrace another, you are also opening your arms to embrace me. I have said that whatever you do for the least of these, you do for me. Mercy never ends with the one who receives it. It always returns and transforms you as well. Each time you offer compassion, your heart expands, becoming richer in love. The world may tell you that you are losing, but in heaven, you are gaining 100-fold. Understand that mercy is not a fleeting impulse, but a sacred invitation. I am calling you into my work of healing, restoring, and redeeming. I do not seek those who are strong in their own power. I seek hearts willing to be filled by me. You do not need every answer. You need only to keep your heart soft. Then I will turn you into a stream of living grace, flowing into places of desolation. There are wounds in this world that no human hand can touch, yet your words, when spoken in love, can open doors long locked. Think of the times you have lifted someone with nothing more than a compassionate gaze. In that moment, the chains around their heart began to crack. They may not realize it yet, but a seed has been planted, and I am the one who will cause it to grow. Your mercy is the hand that sows, and I will perform the miracle that brings forth fruit. Do not fear that you will run dry by giving. I am your source, and I will never leave you empty. The world gives with the fear of loss, but in my kingdom, giving always leads to greater receiving. When you pour out compassion, I will fill you with peace. When you lift another, I will also lift you. Believe this. Not a single tear falls in vain, for each one is remembered by me. Then you will see that mercy does not touch only one soul, but spreads outward to a whole community. A single act of kindness can ripple into transformation for many. Love always multiplies, and mercy is the living proof of my presence in you. When you live this way, the light within you will shine in places others are too afraid to go. This path is not easy. The world will tell you that mercy is weakness, foolishness, and self-inflicted suffering. But I tell you truly, it is the greatest power. Only the brave dare to love in a cold world. And when you choose love instead of turning away, you enter into the very heartbeat of my heart. That mercy will draw you deeper into the calling I have prepared until you see that mercy is not a burden, but the grace that makes you more like me. As you walk in mercy, you will be led to the small and hidden things that are precious in my sight. From here, you will begin to see the true worth of acts that seem ordinary, but are treasures in heaven. This is the journey I am preparing for you, leading you toward another doorway, where I transform small things into radiant jewels for eternity. I know well the doubts that rise in your heart. You wonder if what you do truly makes a difference, or if it is just a drop lost in an endless ocean. I have heard those thoughts in the night when you lie awake, feeling too small to change anything. Yet, my child, in the very moment you doubt, I see the faithfulness of your heart. I have never sought perfection, but a heart willing to obey. There are times when your steps feel unseen and unacknowledged. The world esteems loud successes and visible results, but it overlooks the quiet paths. I, who see to the very root, do not measure as man does. I perceive every motive, every sacrifice, every silent tear. Even when others fail to notice, I see, and that alone is enough to turn the smallest act into an eternal treasure. Again and again, whispers of doubt have tried to drag you down, telling you your labor is wasted and that kindness changes nothing. The enemy wants you to believe you are wasting your time. But I assure you, every deed born of love is etched into eternity. You may not see it now, but the seed is already sprouting in secret. Do not let these false voices extinguish the fire I have kindled within you. I know how easily you falter when you feel weak. You think that if your faith trembles, I will be disappointed. But my child, it is in weakness that my grace is made perfect. I do not abandon you when you waver. Instead, I draw nearer, reminding you that your faithfulness is rooted not in your own strength, but in your trust in me. In truth, your obedience is often more precious when it comes from a trembling heart. You do not need to see the whole picture to keep walking. You need only to believe that my hand is guiding you, and you will not lose your way. As you continue to sow in love, even unseen by human eyes, heaven records it. One day, you will behold the ripples spreading from acts that once seemed meaningless. Then you will understand that nothing done in my name is ever in vain. I am at work even when your eyes cannot yet perceive it. What delights me is not the results you achieve, but the heart you offer. People look at outcomes. I look at motives. They ask, how much have you accomplished? But I ask, how deeply have you loved? Each time you choose to act in love, you stir the heavens, and that, not the praise of men, is what brings me joy. Bring your doubts to me. Do not hide them. When you confess your anxieties, you open the way for me to strengthen you. Do not conceal your fears, for I know them already. Allow me to turn them into opportunities for growth. When you entrust even your frailty to me, you will find yourself lifted by a strength not your own, and you will marvel at what I can do through your life. Believe this, nothing done in love ever vanishes. It ripples outward, reaching places you cannot imagine. A word of comfort, a silent prayer, a hidden sacrifice, all of these change someone's story. And when their story changes, the eternal flow is rewritten. Do not doubt, my child, for I am weaving a greater tapestry from every fragment of your faithfulness. You will discover that the light you carry, no matter how small, cannot be overcome by darkness. Doubt may slow you, but it cannot quench the flame within, for I am the one who lit it. All you must do is keep walking, keep believing, keep loving. That light will lead you further down the path of the righteous, where victory is measured not by the world's applause, but by the endurance of eternal love. I know there are moments when you look at the flame in your heart and fear it is too fragile, too small against the surrounding darkness. You think a single strong wind could snuff it out. But remember this, I am the one who kindled that flame, and I will not let it die. The light I give is not like the world's light. It is not bound by circumstance. It does not fear the night, and it cannot be extinguished by any power. At times, you may grow weary, seeing the darkness so thick that it feels as though your efforts are in vain. You see hatred, deceit, and injustice overflowing, and you wonder if the little light you carry can ever change anything. But I want you to know this: no matter how dense the darkness, it cannot swallow a single ray of light. The very moment light appears, darkness must retreat. You may think yourself small, yet the light you carry is the weapon that shakes even the most hidden shadows. Remember that the path of the righteous is not lined with roses. It is often quiet, solitary, and met with little applause. Yet it is on this very path that the light is kept pure. Fame may dim its flame and wealth may veil it, but steady faithfulness in silence makes it burn all the brighter. The righteous do not seek recognition from men. Their strength is found in knowing that their Father in heaven watches every step they take. I see how you think perseverance only wears you down, that if results do not appear at once, your strength is wasted. But I tell you, perseverance is the secret of light. Light is not a flare that flashes for a moment, but a flame that must endure through the long night. Each time you continue to love, to forgive, and to sow seeds, your light grows brighter until no darkness can deny it. The light you carry is not only to guide yourself, but also to lead those who are lost. Countless souls stumble in the night, longing for one small ray of hope to know they are not alone. When you live in love, you become that spark. People may not say it aloud, but the light in you is opening a way for them, drawing them out of the depths of their despair. And I rejoice to see you become an instrument of hope for them. You must remember that the light you bear is not one you lit on your own. It comes from me, and therefore it cannot be extinguished. When you are weak, I am your strength to keep it burning. When you fall, I lift you up so that your light is not hidden. When you feel alone, believe that I am still beside you, guarding a flame that shall never be quenched. All you need to do is keep your heart open so that I may pour fresh oil into your lamp. The world will try to extinguish your light. It may mock you, misunderstand you, or even oppose you. But my child, do not fear. Your light does not depend on human acceptance. It depends on me, and I do not change. Each time you stand firm in the face of opposition, your light shines more brightly, proving that love is stronger than hatred, and life is stronger than death. This path does not promise ease, but it promises an eternal reward. The righteous may not be remembered in human history, yet their names resound in heaven. Every faithful step you take is a mark that will never fade from the book of eternity. One day, when you stand before me, you will hear these words: "Well done, faithful servant. You kept the light burning through the night, and now you enter into the joy of your master." So continue walking, not because you see the future clearly, but because you trust the one who leads you. Let the light within you be set high like a lamp on a stand, so that all may see it and glorify your Father in heaven. Do not let weariness or doubt extinguish it. Every time you love, every time you are patient, every time you forgive, your lamp shines brighter still. And my child, that light will guide you through the night until you reach the dawn that never ends. As you have learned to guard the light in the dark, you will come to see a deeper truth. The love you carry is not only a spark for the present, but a flame that leads you into eternity. This is the way of the righteous, a path not loud but steadfast, not exalted in the eyes of men, but radiant in mine. Keep going, for you do not walk alone. I am with you until the very end of time. You may not realize that your simplest deeds have a reach far beyond your sight. When you remind a soul they are not abandoned, you plant seeds of life in ground once rotted with despair. When you gently take a hand and affirm someone's worth, you place a cord in it strong enough to pull them from the pit. As you do this, I see not only the change in them, but also the growth within you. Each time you obey in small things, you open the way for me to entrust you with greater things. This is why I rejoice, for you have shown a willingness to be used, not just once, but throughout your entire life. Understand that no act done in love is ever wasted. A whispered word of hope to one who has given up, a glance full of compassion toward one who has fallen, a peaceful presence in the midst of troubled souls. All of these are golden threads I am weaving into a tapestry of restoration. The world may dismiss them as too small to matter, but I see how they break chains, unseen chains forged by the enemy. When you speak under the leading of my spirit, your words become a sharp sword, not to wound, but to carve a path for healing. You cannot see all the results, and perhaps you never will in this life. But I tell you, every seed sown in love will be tended by me. Neither time nor space can erase its worth. The words you spoke and the gestures you gave will live on, bearing fruit across generations. Years from now, a soul once encouraged by you will encourage another, and then another. This ripple does not cease, but spreads beyond anything your mind can imagine. Do not think yourself too small to influence the world. Do you not know that the moment you choose love instead of turning away, darkness trembles? It knows you have sparked a flame it cannot extinguish. A single word spoken in love may silence 1,000 accusations from the enemy. A simple act may shatter a lie that has been rooted in someone's mind for years. This power is not your own, but the authority I pour upon you. You need only to walk faithfully. I will do the rest. I know there are times you grow weary, feeling that no one notices your obedience. But remember, I have seen, I have known, and I never forget. Each time you choose patience, forgiveness over retaliation, or another's need above your own convenience, I record it all. While the world may ignore it, heaven rejoices. In such moments, you prove that love is stronger than selfishness, and mercy is greater than coldness. You must understand that true worth is not measured by numbers or outward recognition. It lies in whether you allow love to guide you. One faithful coin is more precious than an abandoned treasure. One humble step on the path of righteousness is stronger than 1,000 miles spent chasing empty fame. You have chosen faithfulness in what seems small, and this brings me joy. I do not measure you by the world's standards. I look upon the heart, and there I see a flame, humble yet unquenchable. Believe this, my child. It is in your weakness that my strength is revealed. You may think you lack the words, the wisdom, or the courage, but I did not choose you because you were enough on your own. I chose you so that I might fill you. In the trembling moment when you speak, I breathe strength into your words, making them a stream of living water for a thirsty soul. In the instant you stretch out your hand, I pour gentleness through it. able to melt the icy walls around a hardened heart. Trust that you are never alone on this journey, for I am always beside you. You may not hear words of thanks or receive recognition, but know this: you are storing up treasure in heaven, a treasure no thief can steal and no moth can corrupt. Everything you do in love is weaving an eternal legacy. On the day you stand before me, you will behold the full tapestry, not only the story of your life, but of all the lives changed through your faithfulness. Then you will understand that no act you once thought meaningless was ever wasted. Let your heart rest in the assurance that I am using you as an instrument of hope. You do not need to prove your worth to the world, for I have already set my seal upon you. You do not need to chase after applause, for I have already smiled upon you. All you need is to keep walking in love, and your light will shine, not loudly, but with a power greater than anything darkness can devise. Even when you think you are only doing something small, in truth, you are taking part in the eternal work I am building. The road ahead holds many trials. Darkness will continue to whisper that your obedience is useless and that love can never overcome selfishness. But do not believe those lies. Remember the times you saw someone's eyes light up because of your encouragement. Recall the moments when another was lifted simply by your peaceful presence. These are not illusions. They are proof that light is prevailing. Keep moving forward. I will continue to strengthen you and breathe fresh wind into you so that you never run dry. I will place more people along your path who need what you carry. Do not worry about not having enough, for I myself am the source that never runs out. When you give, I will pour more. When you grow weary, I will uphold you. When you lose your way, I will guide you. All you need is to trust and keep walking. Then you will see that obedience in small things opens the way for greater things. The love you show today will become seeds for an eternal harvest. The light you carry shines not only for the present, but for generations to come. Be assured that your journey is not meaningless. It is written into the eternal book where nothing can be erased. Therefore, my child, let your heart be steadfast. Keep that flame alive, and even if it seems small, let it burn. Keep sowing, keep loving, keep speaking life into places once covered in darkness. For I tell you truly, that light will not be extinguished, that love will not be lost, and you will see my glory revealed through your very life. This is your path, the path I have ordained, the path that no one but you can walk. I see the nights when you lie awake, your heart burdened with unanswered questions. You wonder, do the small things I've done really matter? Does gentleness, forgiveness, and hidden sacrifice truly reach anyone? In the long silence, you feel as though it all vanishes into nothing. But I tell you, not a drop of your sweat, not a single tear is wasted. In this world, there are things your eyes cannot see and your ears cannot hear. Yet heaven is moved by every act done in love. Do not let doubt make you forget that I alone caused the seeds you sow to grow, and I have never overlooked a single one. You must understand that the value of your deeds is not measured by applause or recognition. Many of the things you have done may never be recorded in earthly history, but they are engraved into the memory of eternity. I have seen the times you chose forgiveness over resentment, the moments you slowed down to listen to a weary soul, and the times you shared, though you yourself had little. In the eyes of people, these may seem like dust, but in my eyes, they shine brighter than jewels. The world may forget, but I never do. So often the enemy whispers that you are not good enough, that all you do is a grain of sand in the desert. It wants you to believe your kindness is meaningless and your efforts only drain you. But my child, do not listen. Those lies aim only to extinguish the flame I have lit in your heart. I see your faithfulness. I see you continue to walk, continue to sow, even when no flowers bloom. That is what sets you apart. That unseen perseverance is proof of true love, and heaven rejoices over each step you take. Remember, even when you do not see the results, your impact does not cease. A word of encouragement you speak today may echo in someone's soul for a lifetime. An embrace you give may become the anchor that keeps someone from the edge of despair. A silent prayer you lift may be the key that opens a door of deliverance you will never witness. These small things are weaving a great tapestry, a tapestry whose glory you will only see in full when you stand in eternal light. I know there are times you feel too weak, too fragile to be my instrument, but it is precisely in that weakness that my power is revealed. If you relied on your own strength, you would soon be exhausted. But because you lean on me, every step you take, every word you speak, every small act you do is empowered by me. I choose the weak to shame the strong, the small to humble the great. So do not fear your imperfections. Let them become the very place where my grace overflows. My child, I know you do not seek fame or honor, and that is what delights me most about you. It is love that compels you, not ambition. That simplicity, that purity, is the offering that pleases me most. Know this: every moment you choose love over hatred, every time you reach out instead of turning away, all of it rises before my throne like a sweet fragrance. None of it is lost, it is preserved, and it will bear fruit beyond what you can imagine. Remember that your hidden acts, though unseen by men, are resounding victories in heaven. When you stoop to lift one who has fallen, I see chains breaking. When you take the hand of someone in despair, I see darkness retreating. When you choose love in a cold world, I see light piercing the night. Those moments, my child, are never meaningless. They are the precious stones I am using to build a kingdom that cannot be destroyed. Do not lose heart when you do not see the fruit at once. A seed must take time to sprout. So too the good you do must take time to rise and yield its harvest. Be patient. I am the one who makes those seeds grow, and I never let them wither. One day, when you look back, you will see an entire field blooming with fruit from the seeds of love you once sowed in silence. Then you will know that not a single act was wasted, for all have become part of my eternal work. My beloved, I want you to understand that it is your faithfulness in small things that brings me joy. The world chases after grand achievements, but I rejoice in every humble step you take. The world honors the powerful, but I esteem the one who chooses to serve in silence. In my kingdom, what seems small holds great worth, and what seems insignificant bears eternal impact. Let my words today be an assurance for your heart. I see, I know, and I do not forget. Nothing you do in love is ever in vain. Even when you think your labor is but dust, I see it as a precious jewel. You may not realize it, but all of heaven rejoices each time you choose to love. On the day you step into eternity, you will behold every act of love you ever offered, shining like stars that never fade. Therefore, my child, continue on. Walk forward, sow the seeds, and offer your heart without fear. Do not allow doubt to rob you of your courage. I am here. I strengthen you, I protect you, and I uphold you. The light within you will never be extinguished, for I am the one who kindled it, and I will keep it burning until the very end. You are not alone. You are not unseen. You are not without worth. You belong to me, and every act of yours, however small, is writing an eternal story that heaven itself will retell forever. When heaven opens the record of your life, every small act carried out in love will be a radiant gem in the treasury of eternity. Not a single embrace, a single word of comfort, or a single tear shed for another will ever be forgotten. In the unseen realm, everything is measured by the scale of love, not by human display. When you choose mercy, you shift the very atmosphere of the world. You silence accusations, cause walls of hatred to crack, and draw heaven nearer to earth in a way no loud sermon ever could. I see your heart not in the moments when you appear strong, but in the hours when you are weary and weak, yet still choose to keep walking. I am proud of you, not because the world applauds, but because I behold your sincerity. You may be carrying deep, hidden wounds, yet you still stretch out your hands to lift another. You do not wait to be flawless before you step forth. It is in your very imperfection that you allow my love to flow, and in that moment you touch the heartbeat of heaven. Many possess abundant knowledge, skilled in speaking and writing, yet they lack the wisdom to embody love in the ordinary course of life. You are different, for you have chosen to walk in that wisdom. You see that the world does not need more judgment, but a reminder of grace. A despairing soul does not need condemnation, but to be embraced, to be heard, and to be reminded of its worth. You have allowed my gentleness to flow through your words, your gestures, and your gaze. And it is this very gentleness that has shattered hardened shells and restored what seemed long dead. Gentleness is not weakness, as the world mistakenly believes. It is strength clothed in peace. It is an endurance that no hammer can break, a soft stream that wears away the hardest stone. When you let my gentleness flow, you become a current of restoration. Wounds of the heart, painful memories, and shattered trust can all be healed by a gentleness steeped in love. You have done this, my beloved child, and I rejoice beyond measure. I want you to know that each time you dare to choose love instead of turning away, you stand on my side in the battle between light and darkness. You may think you spoke only a simple word, yet in truth you deflected an arrow from the enemy. You may think you performed only a small act, yet in truth you opened a door of heaven in another's heart. You are the instrument I use to sow seeds of hope on this earth, and from those seeds I will raise a radiant field of flowers in the harvest of eternity. Never underestimate the power of love. It is not loud, not boastful, not armed with weapons, yet it drives falsehood into retreat. A heart of mercy has the power to silence the screams of accusation. A gentle act can break chains that have bound someone for years. You have let my love flow through you, and you are becoming living proof that grace is greater than sin. and that gentleness is stronger than judgment. When I look at you, I see a maturity not of age, but of spirit. You no longer wait for human recognition. You have learned to walk because you know I am pleased. You no longer fear being not enough, for you know your very lack is the place where I provide. You have learned to discern the voice of the accuser from the whisper of my spirit, and you have chosen to believe the voice that brings life, not the one that plants death. My child, continue to live in that spirit. Each day you awaken, you have the chance to shine as a light in this world. You may not know whose life you are changing, but trust that I see it all. A quiet prayer for a stranger may become the strength that lifts them. Your patience in enduring another may become a mirror reflecting my mercy. In every such moment, you are imprinting my image upon the earth. O child, your silent sacrifices are never lost. They rise before my throne like sweet incense. They are not only remembered, but celebrated. In heaven, there is rejoicing over a soul that turns back, and when you play a part in that, heaven itself breaks into song. You may not hear it with your ears, but if you could, you would be astonished by the symphony of praise that erupts each time you choose love. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I know you carry wounds, but it is precisely this that makes your love more precious. You have not waited to be healed before lifting others. You have loved even in the midst of your own pain. This moves me deeply, for it mirrors my son, who loved even in his suffering. My child, this is true love, the love that transcends convenience, the love that shakes heaven itself. Hold on to this wisdom. Do not be swept into fruitless judgments. The accuser will always try to convince you that you are not good enough and that what you do is meaningless. But you have learned to discern. You know that what a soul needs is not another burden, but the gentle breath of hope. You have chosen to stand with that hope, and you are becoming a voice of grace. Beloved one, this is only the beginning. The love you sow today will become the forest of tomorrow. A single word of encouragement can save a life. An embrace can lift a broken soul. A gentle act can transform an entire generation. Do not stop giving, for each time you give, you take part in the great work of redemption I am bringing to pass. And I want you to know this. The love you sow does not only transform others, it transforms you. Each time you love, your heart enlarges. Each time you forgive, you are set free. Each time you lift another, you yourself are strengthened. This love never returns empty. It comes back as joy, as peace, and as a faith that grows ever deeper. My child, continue to let gentleness lead the way. Do not fear being misunderstood or despised. The world may call it weakness, but I call it strength. The world may pass it by, but heaven will never forget. You are building with gold, silver, and precious stones, and these will endure forever. One day, when you look back, you will see that every loving moment, every quiet act, and every small sacrifice has woven together into an unshakable legacy. So keep walking, keep loving, keep sowing. I will be with you. I will strengthen you, and I will cause what you have begun to blossom into a harvest beyond measure. When that day comes, you will hear my voice say, "Well done, You kept your heart tender in a hardened world. You loved even when it cost you. And because of this, you have become a witness to a love that never fades. I want you to remember deep within your heart that this journey does not end where you now stand. The small steps you have taken are not meant to stop midway, but to lead you onto a path wider and deeper, where the light shines ever more brightly. This is only the beginning. And this beginning is a promise that what lies ahead will surpass all you have ever imagined. You may feel the waves rising high and the current pressing hard, making your heart tremble, but take courage. I am the one who holds you in the midst of the sea. I will not let you sink in fear or let your hands slip from weariness. You have proven your faithfulness in what seemed like small things, and it is precisely this that has prepared the way for me to place greater things into your hands. I do not see you according to the standards of this world. I do not demand that you possess status or strength as people do. I only desire a tender heart that listens and obeys. Therefore, when you are ready to take another step, I will open new doors, not to burden you, but to bring you into the abundance I have long prepared. It is compassion that has opened the way. It is your trembling at the pain of others that has made you my instrument. Do not think this is a fleeting sympathy, for in my kingdom it is the response of a soul attuned to the Spirit. My child, every time you choose to heed the silent cry of a broken soul, you not only help them, but you also open a new path for yourself. Each tear you shed with them, each hand you extend is proof that you are ready for me to entrust you with more. And I do not entrust as the world does, measured by fame or possessions. I give in the way of heaven. I grant you eyes to see what others cannot, a heart to feel hidden sorrows, and words that are not empty but carry the power to heal and set free. Remember your faithfulness with the whispers I placed in your heart. That is why I can give you the sound of a trumpet. When you have proven faithful in little, I know you are strong enough to carry a resounding message. Do not fear that your voice is too weak, for I am the one who puts strength in it. I myself have lit the fire within you, and I will never abandon what I have ignited. That flame, though tested by the winds of life, cannot be extinguished, for it is nourished by my breath. You will have days of weariness and hours when you feel you can go no further. There will be moments of misunderstanding when those around you cannot see your true heart. But my child, let me be the one who strengthens you, who defends you, who reminds you that you are not alone. I am within you. I stand with you. I know every step you take, and I treasure every drop of your sweat. Though the world may reject you, I will never forsake you. Though the night may stretch long, I will cause the light in you to shine brighter than ever before. Do not be surprised when you are led into deeper waters, for it is in the deep that I teach you to rely wholly upon me. There your feet will find no ground, but your hands will learn to cling tightly to mine. There, the waves will reveal your inability to hold yourself up, yet it is there you will know me as the unshakable anchor. With every passage, your faith will grow, your heart will be strengthened, and the flame within you will burn more brightly. You have shown yourself ready, and so I will not hesitate to entrust you with more. More, not to weigh you down, but to set you free. For when you walk in my purpose, you will find true life. Your eyes will be open to what the world overlooks. Your ears will hear my voice in what seems silent. Your lips will speak words that shift the destiny of a soul. And in all of this, you will discover that my presence is the unfailing strength that upholds you. My beloved, do not compare yourself to others or measure yourself by the world's standards. You need not have your name written in earthly books, for it is already inscribed in the book of life. What I prepare for you surpasses every fleeting reward. It is an inheritance that cannot be destroyed. So continue walking, continue believing, and continue keeping the flame lit, for every sacrifice and every act of faithfulness is never in vain. When you see darkness pressing hard to consume you, remember that it is in that very moment your light shines most clearly. People may turn their backs, but some soul will find hope simply because of the light you bear. Do not forget, my child, even a small candle can illuminate a darkened room. And your light is not merely a candle, it is the fire I myself have kindled. It will shine across a lifetime, leading many souls back to the eternal light. The path you walk is not an easy one, but trust that with every step I walk beside you. I have chosen you not for failure, but so that you may become a sign of hope. I have called you not for your perfection, but because your heart is willing to respond. I have entrusted you with this flame, not so it would shine only for you, but so that through you the darkness around many lives would be broken. And I promise, my child, I will go with you to the very end, never abandoning you along the way. When I see you walking humbly, my joy is beyond measure. You have not let the harshness of the world harden your heart, nor allowed pain to wither your faith. You have chosen to keep your soul tender, letting love flow out pure and true. Know this, that very tenderness is your true strength. In a world grown cold, a heart that still feels and opens itself to others is a rare lamp, shining into a darkness many have mistaken for light. Continue steadfast in doing good, even if no one applauds and the world disregards you. You may think the seed you sow in dry ground will never grow, but I assure you that in due season, the harvest will come. Every seed sown in love is cared for by me. It will sprout in someone's heart, perhaps long after you can see it. But in eternity, those seeds are already bearing fruit. When the harvest arrives, you will know that every tear, every prayer, and every step was never in vain. There are countless souls still sitting in the night, waiting for a light to lead them out of the fog. There are souls that seem lifeless who can be awakened with but one word of love. You are the vessel I have chosen to bring that light. When you speak into the silence, your words echo not only on earth, but resound in heaven. When you reach out to lift one about to fall, your hand is not yours alone, but mine working through you. Never underestimate the power of a loving act. Sprout, for even the smallest can become the turning point of a life. I know your weariness. At times you feel your labor will never be enough, that your giving is like a drop in the ocean. But my child, I do not ask you to do everything. I only call you to be faithful in what I entrust to you. A single candle cannot chase away the entire night, but it can drive back the shadows around it. You are not called to light the whole world, but to illuminate the portion of the path you walk. I will join candles like yours together, until the light becomes an unquenchable beacon. I see your willingness, which is more precious than empty promises. The world seeks the strong, the clever, and the powerful, but I seek a tender heart willing to hear and obey. You may be weak, you may stumble, but that does not cause me to withdraw my choice. What I see is the courage to obey, even while trembling, the courage to rise even before you feel strong. I chose you not for your perfection, but because you opened your heart for me to complete what I began. Your past, with all its scars, does not deter me. I know every misstep, every fall. Yet I still call you, for I see what I planted in you from the beginning. The past no longer defines you, for I have redefined you with my eternal love. Do not let dark memories convince you that you are unworthy. It is precisely because you have known the darkness that you now understand the light. Because you have been wounded, you know how to heal others. And because you were once lost, you can now guide the wandering. You are not called to have all the answers. I have never asked you to know everything. I only ask that you trust me enough to walk even when you cannot see the whole picture. True faith is not waiting until the path is clear, but stepping forward when you see only a glimmer. As you walk, I will open the way, step by step. Each move forward will reveal more, and each step will draw you deeper into the plan I have designed. The path of love is not broad or easy. It holds challenges, snares, and the world's scorn. But remember, it is in that hardship that your light shines most brightly. Light does not dazzle in the noonday sun, it shines clearest in the night. The more trials you endure, the more your light is proven true. When others see you still choosing love amidst hardship, they will recognize my love working in you. Walk humbly, my child. Your humility will keep your light from being dimmed by pride. Many begin with a blazing light, but let arrogance snuff it out. You must be different. Keep in mind that the light you bear is not yours, but mine. When you understand this, you will not fear losing it or straying. You need only to follow, and I will keep the flame steadfast. Finally, my child, know that this light is not only for the present, it is the light of eternity. You do not only bring hope for today, but you sow beams that will guide souls into the future. Your eyes may never see all the fruit, but in my kingdom, every act done in love endures forever. Do not fear, do not falter, for you walk the path of the righteous, a road the world will not honor, but heaven will exalt. A road not filled with worldly glory, but overflowing with eternal life. And I, the one who created you, will walk with you until the very end. My child, this journey will never be meaningless. Every tear, every step, every word of love is being woven into an everlasting song. The light you carry, though small, becomes a flame that will never be extinguished when placed in my hands. So continue on, for the masterpiece I am painting with your life shines more brilliantly than you could ever imagine. You are not cast aside. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are chosen, equipped, and covered by my hand. Your presence on this earth is not a coincidence or a mistake, but part of a plan formed before the stars were hung in the sky. You bear my mark, carry my breath, and fulfill my will. Because of this, your worth cannot be denied. The world may try to make you believe that you are only an anonymous speck of dust in the sea of humanity. But I declare this truth: you belong to me. and nothing can take that away. When the enemy whispers that you are not good enough, that your obedience changes nothing, know that these are merely the cords of deceit he uses to bind your soul. He knows well the light you carry, which is why he seeks to extinguish it before it spreads. Do not let such lies take root within you. I have seen you rise up. I have seen you choose love over silence. I have seen you extend your hand even while trembling. Every such decision terrifies the darkness, for it proves that the light within you cannot be put out. Remember, my child, I have never left you for a single moment. In the long nights when you felt alone, I was right beside you. In the moments you thought no one could understand, I heard every sigh. When you fell, I did not turn away, but reached out to lift you. My faithfulness does not depend on your mood or shift with your wavering. I am the Eternal One, and my love for you stands firm as a mountain that cannot be moved. Do not think that your hidden deeds are meaningless. The world may not acknowledge them or utter a word of thanks, but heaven has rejoiced. Every act of love, every whispered prayer, every tear shed for another has been recorded in a book of gold. You may see yourself as small, but it is precisely in your smallness that I see a precious jewel. When you choose to forgive, to lift another, or to stand beside a soul on the brink of collapse, all of heaven shakes. For I see your light, and that light reflects my glory. In a world covered in shadows, heaven has rejoiced because you dared to love when the world has forgotten how. You chose to stand in places where many turned away. You opened your mouth when others remained silent. You stepped forward when they walked away. You did not simply alter a moment. You altered an entire story of a life. This is what makes me smile. That smile is not because you are perfect, but because you have been faithful. Not because you are strong enough, but because you have allowed me to move through you. My kingdom has advanced through your faithfulness. Every soul raised by your love is a victory over darkness. Every person reminded of their worth is a new fortress built within my kingdom. You may think you have done something small, but in truth, you are helping me draw heaven nearer to earth. When one is rescued, not only is their life transformed, but generations after them are touched. This is the reach of your impact when you dare to believe, to love, and to act. You may not see the full result in this lifetime. Many seeds you plant may not sprout at once, but trust this. I am watering them. I am tending to them. In due season, they will bear fruit. You do not sow in vain. You may sow in tears, but one day you will reap with songs of joy. That harvest cannot be stopped by any power. You need not chase after fame to prove your worth. Your value is found not in the applause of the crowd, but in my smile. When you remain faithful in what no one sees, you are building a legacy that nothing can destroy. One day when you step into eternity, you will hear me say, "Well done, you have kept the light, and through it many souls have found their way home." Keep walking forward. Do not let weariness or doubt stop you. Do not let the lies of the enemy quench the fire within you. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are chosen to carry the light, equipped to fight, and covered to stand firm. And yes, I am walking with you until the very end. Every step you take is not alone, for I am your companion, your guide, and your finisher. You are the silent warrior, the lamp in the night, the heartbeat, reflecting my love in a barren world. Do not despise yourself, for I have never despised you. Do not doubt your worth, for I have sealed you with my Spirit. You have been called, sent, and assured that the light you bear will never be extinguished. So go forward, stand firm, and let love overflow. You are living proof that my kingdom continues to expand each day. I see every step you take, steps that may appear small, yet shake eternity. This is the path of silent victories, which needs no sound of drums or shine of lights. Every hidden sacrifice, every word of love spoken through trembling lips becomes a jewel in my hand. The world may not record your name in its history or sing your praises on its pages, but your name is etched in my book, a book that will never be erased or forgotten. What you do in love will live on, even when time has washed away all other traces. Rest your heart in this truth. You do not need to seek recognition, for you are already recognized by me. Every time you choose love over indifference and forgiveness over bitterness, you have worshipped me more purely than with any ritual. The worship I seek is not loud shouts or outward displays, but a heart that chooses mercy over condemnation, gentleness over hardness, and lifting up over turning away. When you live this way, your very life becomes an unending prayer, rising before my throne as a pleasing fragrance. I know you have often felt overwhelmed. You see yourself as small before the multitude and wonder if your light is strong enough to shine. You see the darkness spreading, the wicked thriving, and injustice overshadowing justice. You sigh and think that you alone cannot change anything. But remember, this light never needs to be large to drive back darkness. Just one spark is enough to reveal the presence of the night. And the light you bear, because it comes from me, will never be extinguished, no matter how fierce the storm. When you feel misunderstood, remember I am your defender. When you feel weak, remember my strength is perfected in weakness. When you feel alone, know that I have never left you, and my presence is your place of safety. Every battle you think you face alone, I am beside you, shielding and fighting with you. The enemy's lies try to make you believe you are abandoned, but the truth is, I have never taken my eyes off you, never ceased to watch every step you take. You are called to be a voice in a world that chooses silence. You were made to be hands that lift the fallen and feet that walk into places others fear to enter. I have given you a heart that feels deeply for pain, and that is not a burden, but an invitation. Every tear of compassion is a seed of healing. Every hidden sacrifice is a foundation for hope to be rebuilt. From these small things, a wave of light will spread, touching places you never imagined. Do not let doubt hold you back. I know you often ask, does what I do really matter? But I affirm this to you. Nothing done in love is ever meaningless. You may not see the result now, but heaven has seen. You may not hear thanks, but I have taken note. You may not hear applause, but the angels have rejoiced. One day, when the veil of time is lifted, you will see the full ripple effect of the little seeds you have sown. Learn to listen to my voice in the silence. Do not seek me in the noise and chaos of the world, for I often whisper within the stillness of the soul. When you quiet yourself and let your heart grow calm, you will hear my words more clearly than ever. I am not hurried. I am not loud. Yet I am always present. In the moments when you sit in stillness, I will breathe into you new strength, fresh joy, and the wisdom you need to continue your journey. Do not fear when you do not have all the answers. I did not choose you because of perfect understanding, but because of simple trust. True faith is not knowing everything, but daring to walk forward when only a portion of the path is visible. When you trust me enough to keep moving, I will clear the way. When you are willing to obey, I will open doors you could never open by yourself. When you think you are lost, I will reveal that I have already gone before you, preparing each step so that you will never fall. I have revealed myself not through power but through mercy, not with a shout but with gentle love. The world believes strength is found in domination, but I show you that true strength is found in bowing low to lift another. The world says glory is when one is exalted, but I say true glory is found in humbling yourself to serve. When you live this way, you become the clearest reflection of my glory. The path you walk is not one of fame or riches. It is not adorned with applause or strewn with roses. It is a path of steady victories, faithful steps, and quiet acts that carry eternal worth. The righteous one is not the person known by the whole world, but the one whose name is called in heaven. You who have been faithful in what seems small are counted among that company of the righteous. Do not let the enemy's lies cause you to doubt yourself. Do not let the noise of the world drown out the truth I have spoken. You are chosen. You are a bearer of light. You are a witness of my love in a world that is forgetting it. As you continue to walk in obedience, you are opening doors through which many others will find their way home. Therefore, live in love. Let each day become a living testimony that light is stronger than darkness, that hope endures in the midst of despair, and that life rises even in places where death reigns. I am with you not for a moment, but until the very end. And the light within you, the light I have kindled, will never be extinguished. From the very beginning, before the world was formed, there was a deep intention set aside for you. Not a single moment of your existence is random. Every breath, every heartbeat, and every detail of your life lies within my design. You did not arrive in this world by chance, but were created with joy and with care. When I breathed life into you, I placed within you a part of myself, love, light, and the boundless potential to reflect my glory. You often see your mistakes and the scars of your past and think yourself unworthy. But I see you through the lens of perfect love. I do not count your faults to cast you aside. I see the hidden beauty veiled beneath the dust of time. Your stumbles do not cancel my calling. They are part of the journey I am using to refine you. Just as gold is tested by fire, you are being refined to shine brighter, stronger, and more enduring. You are a work of art, carefully shaped by my hands. Nothing in your life is wasted. I have placed within you gifts that no one else possesses. I have sown deep dreams into your spirit, dreams that will lead you toward the purpose I have prepared. You may not yet see them clearly. You may even deny them at times, but they have been there from the beginning. When I think of you, I do not see a copy. I see a masterpiece, one of a kind. At times, all you see in yourself is weakness. You wonder, am I truly chosen? Do my flaws disappoint you? But the truth is, I chose you before you ever knew how to choose me. My love for you does not rest on your deeds but on my very nature, an unchanging, unfailing love. I place no conditions. I do not compare you to anyone else. You belong to me simply because I have called your name and engraved it upon the palms of my hands. There will be days when you feel lost, adrift in the current of life. You may believe that no one sees your worth or that you have nothing to offer. But I want you to know that while you think yourself invisible, I am watching every step. My eyes miss nothing. When you fall, I am there. When you weep, I hear your sobs. When you rejoice, I smile. Not a single moment of your life escapes my presence. When you look back at your past and see mistakes, do not think they disqualify you. That very past, when placed in my hands, becomes a testimony. Wounds turn into evidence of grace. Failures become illustrations of restoration. I do not reject you because of them. I use them to reveal that my love is stronger than anything you have endured. You are not defined by your mistakes, but by my love that covers you. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Each morning when you wake up, it's proof that my work in you isn't finished. With every new day, I whisper, you have value, you have a purpose, and I am still with you. The world may measure your worth by success, status, or talent, but I measure it by love. You are precious not for what you achieve, but because you are mine. Nothing can shake this love, not your circumstances, not your failures, not even your own doubts. There are dreams deep inside you that seem impossibly far away. But know this, I am the one who planted them. They are not random. They are echoes of the purpose I placed in your life. As you pursue them with love, you are stepping onto the path I've set for you, and I will not let you walk it alone. I will clear the way, provide you with strength, and arrange for people and opportunities to help you move forward. My love for you is not like the fleeting affections humans exchange. It does not change with the seasons. It does not withdraw when you stumble, and it does not fade when you are weak. It is eternal, flowing from the very core of my being. When I say you belong to me, it means no power can take you from my hand. You may wander far, but I remain near. You may forget me, but I will never forget you. The power of small deeds. When you serve, love, and open your heart to others, you are reflecting my image. You may not see the full impact, but every act of love, no matter how small, creates ripples beyond your sight. A word of encouragement can lift a broken soul. A single hug can heal a hidden wound. A quiet prayer can change an entire life. And I see it all. Nothing is too small to be remembered. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Each person is guided along a unique path. Some move swiftly while others walk slowly. Some journey on mountaintops while others quietly navigate valleys. But all are guided by me to fulfill a purpose. Your path has value. Your story is worth telling. No one else can fill the role you have been called to live. Remember this. When I look at you, I don't just see the present. I see the entire picture, from beginning to end. I see the days you weep in secret, the battles you fight, and the victories you never thought were possible. All of it rests in my hands. I know you will stumble. but I also know you will rise. I know you will doubt, but I also see the day you will stand firm. And so I still declare that you are my chosen one. In the eyes of the world, you may be insignificant, but in my eyes, you are a priceless treasure. I love you not because you are perfect, but because I am love itself. When I created you, I placed within you a flame that cannot be extinguished. My love will always surround you, always reminding you that you are never alone. Wherever you are, I walk with you. However you feel, I remain steadfast. You are mine, and that will never change. So walk forward in faith, gratitude, and love. Live as one who knows they belong to me. Do not let doubt or the past hold you back. Do not let the noise of the world drown out my call to you. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone, for you have already been chosen, affirmed, and loved by me. And that love will never leave you. Not now, not ever, but until the very end of time. Love's unseen impact. When you help others, when you extend kindness, when you lift up a fallen soul or whisper a word of comfort, these actions never stay on the small surface that human eyes perceive. They are sacred collaborations with the work of healing, restoration, and redemption that I am accomplishing among humanity. Every good deed, even if the world regards it as an unnoticed grain of sand, echoes in eternity like an endless song. These actions, which may seem faint and hidden, extend beyond comprehension, touching barren lands and planting seeds of hope where life seemed absent. From the gentleness within your heart, a light is kindled, entering the darkest chambers and shining in places no earthly lamp could ever reach. I have seen the times when your heart trembled, yet you still chose compassion. The silent tears you have shed for the pain of others do not vanish into meaninglessness. They fall like pure raindrops upon the withered fields of souls thirsty for love. Every quiet prayer you have lifted, though no one else may have heard, has risen as a sweet fragrance pleasing to me. It is the secrecy, the hiddenness unknown to others, that becomes the proof of love, untainted by self-interest or public display. All of it reflects my own heart, mercy, and patience flowing from the very source of love itself. Never underestimate a deed born of love. A simple gesture, a tender glance, a listening ear offered sincerely, any of these can become the turning point that alters a life. When someone is collapsing in darkness, a trembling hand that reaches for them becomes the rope that draws them out of the abyss. When another is drowning in loneliness, a single word like, "You are not forgotten," is enough to bring them a new dawn. Such deeds, though small, are remembered by me as radiant gems within the kingdom of heaven, where no value fades away. The world often despises what is quiet, what bears no immediate glory. People exalt dazzling success, applaud displays of wealth, and dismiss hidden sacrifice. Yet in my eyes, it is the unseen sacrifices that form the foundation of justice and truth. A cup of water given to the thirsty, a word of encouragement for the weary, a smile offered to the lonely, each bears eternal weight. You may think you are planting only an obscure seed, but in my hands that seed will grow and become a shelter for generations. I know there are times your heart grows weary, when you feel that what you do is never enough, that your kindness is like morning dew that vanishes at sunrise. But the truth is, every drop of dew refreshes the earth. In the same way, every act of love, however small, contributes to the great tapestry I am weaving for humanity. You are not called to change the whole world. You are called to remain faithful with the part entrusted to you. When each person holds fast to their light, the darkness loses its ground. My faithfulness is your reward. Do not let the ingratitude of others hinder your steps. I have seen the times you gave without return, the sacrifices met only with indifference, yet know that nothing escapes my sight. When you give in love, you are storing treasures that cannot be lost. In heaven, those treasures are secure. No one can steal them. No power can destroy them. And one day you will look back and see clearly that no tear and no act of love was ever in vain. Your quiet service carries an even deeper meaning. It draws you nearer to me. Every time you choose to help, you become more like me, for I too chose the path of selfless giving. Every time you open your heart to embrace another's pain, you mirror my heart, the heart that stooped down to bear the suffering of humankind. And as you live this way, you yourself are transformed. Love does not merely flow through you to others. It cleanses and renews your soul, making you stronger and freer than ever before. This path will not be easy. At times you will be misunderstood, rejected, and even wounded. Yet, do not let this cause you to close your heart. A heart softened by love is stronger than any stone. It may crack, it may ache, but it will never be broken, for I myself am its keeper. The world may scorn kindness, but heaven celebrates it. And that kindness becomes a river that never ceases, nourishing both you and those you meet along life's way. Let small deeds become your daily rhythm. Let each day be an opportunity to plant another seed of love. A whispered prayer, a hidden act, a measure of patience toward the difficult. Each holds eternal worth, for love never fails. It may be disregarded, it may be rejected, but it will never vanish. One day, love will prove itself stronger than hatred, more enduring than deceit, and more radiant than any darkness. When you live in love, you don't only rescue others, you also save yourself from the numbness and indifference that are spreading. You keep your heart tender, uncalloused, still able to tremble with another's pain. And that is the mark of true life. A heart that knows compassion is a living heart. A heart that shares is a heart that loves. And a heart that loves is the most eloquent proof of my presence within you. Therefore, never despise the good you do. Each act of kindness, no matter how small, is a stone in the building of the eternal kingdom. Every hidden prayer, every tear of empathy, every gesture of mercy, each is a testimony that love has triumphed. And on the final day, when the world's displays have faded, those hidden things will shine like pure gold refined in fire. You will see that the very things you thought were small are what bring me the greatest joy. So keep walking, keep loving, keep planting seeds of kindness. You are never alone, for I walk beside you, uphold you, and remember all you do. One day when the veil is lifted, you will see the full circle of how your kindness rippled outward. You will see souls saved, hearts healed, lives transformed, and you will understand that nothing done in love was ever wasted. I have seen, I have known, and I remain here, smiling as I watch you live the purpose I designed for you. That purpose is to love, to serve, and to reflect my light to a world that longs to be awakened. Do not falter. Do not lose heart, for the love you carry is the key to the doorway of life. And as you live this way, you are weaving an eternal story, a story heaven will forever sing. Your path to true strength. I also give without calculation, for true love does not measure or weigh the cost. When you extend kindness, you are reflecting my very nature, overflowing with mercy and unending goodness. When you stoop to wash another's feet in humility, you touch the core of my kingdom, where the greatest is the one who serves. Each time you choose forgiveness over revenge, protection over neglect, building up over tearing down, you become more like me. And know this, no act of love is ever too small to hold meaning. Perhaps you have asked yourself, am I doing enough? Do all my efforts make any difference in this world? I want you to understand that every sacrifice, even the most hidden, reverberates in eternity. A word of encouragement, light as a breeze, can become a seed of life in a withering heart. A fleeting kindness can be enough to stir a soul that seems sealed shut. The world notices only what is grand and loud, but I see the small seeds sown in faithfulness, and I assure you they will bloom in their season. My child, darkness always seeks to persuade you that love is useless. It whispers that the world is too broken and too corrupt for kindness to matter. It longs to weary you, to make you give up. But remember, every time you love, darkness recedes a little. Every time you choose gentleness over anger, it loses ground in the human heart. Every time you endure with patience instead of quitting, light advances one step further. You may not see the whole battle, but I see it clearly. The love you give is a weapon more powerful than anything darkness can devise. Never underestimate the power of a faithful act. The world praises grand displays and dazzling achievements, but my kingdom is built from quiet stones, a cup of cool water for the thirsty, a prayer for the suffering, a hand lifting up the weak. These may seem insignificant to the world, but in my eyes, they are priceless treasures. I do not measure you by grandeur, but by faithfulness. I do not seek outward display, but a steadfast heart. Do not think you must perform great deeds to be noticed. In my sight, greatness lies not in size, but in the love that compels it. You may never hear the applause of earthly crowds, but you receive the silent approval of your Father in heaven. That approval is not loud, not fading, but eternal. It is the whisper in your heart that tells you are on the right path. It is the peace that fills your soul, knowing your Father is pleased with you, a life that echoes eternity. I know there are moments when you feel weary, when planting yields no harvest, when giving brings no return. But do not let this cause you to falter. Remember, harvest does not come overnight. Seeds need time to sprout, grow, and bear fruit. The love you sow today may take years to blossom, but it will never be lost. Hold fast in faithfulness, for you are contributing to a work far greater than you can imagine. When you place others above yourself, you are walking in my way. You are immersing yourself in the very essence of the kingdom, where love is selfless, where kindness is a way of life, and where service is an honor. Every time you yield, every time you accept a loss so that another may be lifted up, you are walking beside me. The world will not understand. It may mock you, but in heaven such steps are recorded as glorious victories. Do not be discouraged, for you are not alone. I have sent my Spirit to strengthen you. He upholds you when you are weak, encourages you when you are weary, and guides you when you lose your way. Each time you feel you cannot love any longer, lift your eyes to me, the source of endless love. You cannot run dry, for I am the spring that never ceases. You cannot lose everything, for I am the treasure that never fades. You need only remain in me, and my love will continue to flow through you. Remember, what pleases me is not grand displays, but steadfast endurance. I see you when you choose to do what is right in silence. I see you when you persevere in prayer for someone who will never know it. I see you when you stand firm, though no one cheers. And I assure you, not a single drop of sweat, not one prayer, not one sacrifice made for me will ever be in vain. So continue to love, continue to plant, continue to do good. Every faithful step you take expands my kingdom. Every word of encouragement you give builds up a soul. Every small act done in love pushes back the darkness a little further. This is the path of righteousness, a path that needs no spotlight, no applause, yet is filled with the presence and approval of the Father above. You are walking this path, and I rejoice that you have not given up. You're a light in a dark world. I know every struggle you face on this journey. It is not always easy to choose love in a world that often measures by hate. It is not always simple to extend forgiveness when your heart still bears wounds. Forgiveness requires a strength beyond your natural ability. Kindness requires a heart larger than your limits. Patience requires a life source that flows from me alone. This world is indifferent, often turning its back, even ridiculing what you do. Yet that does not lessen the true worth of the love-filled choices you make. I know there are nights you wonder if you can keep going, but I want you to be certain I am your strength, your inexhaustible source, enabling you to do what is right, even when the whole world chooses wrong. When you are weary, do not think you must carry it all alone. I have never asked you to bear everything by yourself. I am the one who upholds you, giving you new strength each morning. When you no longer wish to forgive, remember it is I who forgave you first, so that you might extend that forgiveness to others. When your kindness feels spent, let me pour down mercy from above. When you lack the patience to endure, fix your eyes on me, for I am the one who has patiently waited for you through all the years. You are not alone, for my Spirit is with you still, guiding, encouraging, and renewing your soul with every step you take. You may think the good you do goes unnoticed. Often you try, yet are met with silence, even misunderstanding. People may never thank you. They may question your motives, assume you are insincere or seeking attention. But I tell you this, I see it all. Not one thing, however small, escapes my eyes. When you smile at a stranger, I see it. When you pause to listen to a heart in need of understanding, I see it. When you sacrifice to lighten another's burden, I see it. And I deem these acts priceless, not because they impress the world, but because they are done in true love. Every silent sacrifice resounds in eternity. The tears you hide, shed in compassion for another, do not vanish in vain. They rise as fragrant offerings before my throne. Each unnoticed kindness becomes a brick laid in the treasury of heaven. You may not see it now, but each good deed is building an inheritance that cannot be lost, a reward untouched by moth or rust, untouchable by thieves. While the world stores up what passes away, you are investing in what endures forever. Think on this difference so that you know your journey is not wasted. What you do may never appear in headlines, never be carved in stone, but it is inscribed upon my heart. Your reward is not in fleeting applause, but in my faithful promise. I will not forget a single act done in love. I will reward you in ways no one can take away. You may not see it now, but one day I will open your eyes to behold the full harvest of every small seed you have sown. Do not think your love is wasted when it is not returned. True love does not demand repayment. It flows simply because that is its very nature. And when you let my love flow through you, you become part of the river of life streaming across this barren world. You are not alone in your giving. I am with you in every act, every word, every choice, transforming what seems small into miracles in the lives of others. At times, you will have to wait a long time before seeing results. Perhaps even all your life you may not witness the full fruit of your labor. But remember, your work is not lost. I preserve it, and in due season I will bring forth its harvest. You only need to remain steadfast, never giving up, for your reward comes not from man, but from me. My faithfulness surpasses every betrayal. My righteousness outlasts every injustice. And my love is surer than all the world's indifference. Therefore keep planting even when you do not see sprouts. Keep smiling even when no one returns it. Keep sacrificing even when no one acknowledges it. Everything you do in love is recorded. Nothing is meaningless. And when that day comes when I reveal all, you will look back and see that every act done for me has become a treasure that will never fade. Then you will hear me say, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord." You are light in the darkness, a witness to a love that never dies. The world may not notice, may overlook, but I see every detail. I know every pain you endure, every joy you share, every tear you quietly wipe for another. And it is these very things that write the most beautiful story of your life. A story that needs no noise, yet echoes into eternity. You have chosen well to live for what is everlasting. And I promise you this, nothing done in love will ever disappear, vessel of my love. You are my hands and feet on this earth. You are the instrument I have chosen to carry love across walls of indifference, to comfort the brokenhearted, and to lift those too weak to rise. Each time you reach out to one who has fallen, it is not a small deed. You are showing the world my living image in you. You become the bridge between life and despair, between light and darkness, between faith and doubt. Wherever your feet step, if driven by love, the imprint of heaven remains. There are those who cannot voice their own cries, souls swallowed by silence, bound by invisible chains. Yet when you speak for them, you become a voice for the voiceless. You utter words of defense, you bring truth into deceit, you plant hope into despair. Your words, when born of compassion, can be the key that bursts open doors long locked. You may think it is only a word of comfort, but in eternity it resounds as a declaration of freedom. You are also the light I send into the darkness. Darkness thinks it is winning, covering hearts with fear, anger, and apathy. Yet one small beam from you forces it to retreat. Light does not argue with darkness. It simply shines, and by its presence proves its power. When you live in love, when you choose forgiveness, when you dare to walk differently from the indifferent crowd, The light in you blazes forth, and those stumbling in the night will find their way because of it. Every time you choose love over indifference, you are expanding my kingdom. Do not think it grows only through great deeds. No, it is built through quiet acts, a prayer whispered for another, patience shown to the difficult, forgiveness given while wounded. Each act is a stone laid into the foundation of my kingdom, and when you persist, unwearied, those small deeds together form a work so great you could never imagine. A life that serve the least among them, you are serving me. You do not serve to be seen or praised. You serve because love compels you, and that is true worship. The world may forget, dismiss, or never recall what you have done, but I remember. I value every drop of water given to the thirsty, every morsel of bread shared with the hungry, every glance of compassion offered to the hopeless. These acts in my eyes are worth more than the most extravagant offerings. When you show mercy, you reveal my very heart. For I am love. And whenever you love, you reflect my true essence. People may argue, resist, or reject, but they cannot deny the power of genuine love. Each time you show mercy, you bring heaven closer to earth. You become like me, not through rituals, but through the living love that flows through you. Perhaps on this side of eternity, you cannot yet see the full impact of what you are doing. At times, you may feel as though you are planting seeds on barren ground, and you wonder if they will ever sprout. But I want you to know, no seed sown in love ever falls into nothingness. Each one will break forth in its appointed season. Every tear that falls will become a stream that refreshes some weary soul. And one day, I will open your eyes to behold the entire circle of faithfulness you have planted. You will see that a single word of encouragement once spoken kept someone from giving up in their darkest hour. You will see that one quiet prayer of yours redirected a life, rekindling hope in a lost soul. You will see that the kindness you thought was only a small gesture became a lifeline in another's darkest night. And in that moment, you will understand that nothing you ever did in love was small, for all of it carries eternal weight. The great joy awaiting you is not the applause of the world, but the moment when you behold the fullness of the harvest. One day, when all is revealed, you will see that your life was never meaningless. Every step, every sacrifice, every whispered prayer in the night contributed to the shaping of a soul's history. And when you realize this, your joy will overflow beyond words. This joy will not fade away, but endure forever. So do not lose heart when the world despises what you do. Do not grow weary when people fail to remember or repay you. You do not act for recognition, but to express love. Remember that your reward does not come from earth, but from heaven. And that reward is not wealth or fame, but the joy of seeing love transform the world through you. It is the joy eternal, the song that never ceases in my kingdom. You are the proof that darkness cannot overcome light, that indifference cannot quench love, and that silence cannot smother truth. Keep walking, keep loving, keep planting. One day when the veil lifts, you will behold a golden field, the fruit of every seed of love you patiently planted. And then you will see every drop of sweat, every tear, every hidden prayer. All of it was worth it. Your path to true strength. I also give without calculation. for true love does not measure or weigh the cost. When you extend kindness, you are reflecting my very nature, overflowing with mercy and unending goodness. When you stoop to wash another's feet in humility, you touch the core of my kingdom, where the greatest is the one who serves. Each time you choose forgiveness over revenge, protection over neglect, building up over tearing down, you become more like me. And know this, no act of love is ever too small to hold meaning. Perhaps you have asked yourself, am I doing enough? Do all my efforts make any difference in this world? I want you to understand that every sacrifice, even the most hidden, reverberates in eternity. A word of encouragement, light as a breeze, can become a seed of life in a withering heart. A fleeting kindness can be enough to stir a soul that seems sealed shut. The world notices only what is grand and loud, but I see the small seeds sown in faithfulness, and I assure you they will bloom in their season. My child, darkness always seeks to persuade you that love is useless. It whispers that the world is too broken and too corrupt for kindness to matter. It longs to weary you, to make you give up. But remember, every time you love, darkness recedes a little. Every time you choose gentleness over anger, it loses ground in the human heart. Every time you endure with patience instead of quitting, light advances one step further. You may not see the whole battle, but I see it clearly. The love you give is a weapon more powerful than anything darkness can devise. Never underestimate the power of a faithful act. The world praises grand displays and dazzling achievements. But my kingdom is built from quiet stones, a cup of cool water for the thirsty, a prayer for the suffering, a hand lifting up the weak. These may seem insignificant to the world, but in my eyes they are priceless treasures. I do not measure you by grandeur, but by faithfulness. I do not seek outward display, but a steadfast heart. Do not think you must perform great deeds to be noticed. In my sight, greatness lies not in size, but in the love that compels it. You may never hear the applause of earthly crowds, but you receive the silent approval of your Father in heaven. That approval is not loud, not fading, but eternal. It is the whisper in your heart that tells you you are on the right path. It is the peace that fills your soul, knowing your Father is pleased with you. A life that echoes eternity. I know there are moments when you feel weary, when planting yields no harvest, when giving brings no return. But do not let this cause you to falter. Remember, harvest does not come overnight. Seeds need time to sprout, grow, and bear fruit. The love you sow today may take years to blossom, but it will never be lost. Hold fast in faithfulness, for you are contributing to a work far greater than you can imagine. When you place others above yourself, you are walking in my way. You are immersing yourself in the very essence of the kingdom, where love is selfless, where kindness is a way of life, and where service is an honor. Every time you yield, every time you accept a loss so that another may be lifted up, you are walking beside me. The world will not understand. It may mock you, but in heaven, such steps are recorded as glorious victories. Do not be discouraged, for you are not alone. I have set my Spirit to strengthen you. He upholds you when you are weak, encourages you when you are weary, and guides you when you lose your way. Each time you feel you cannot love any longer, lift your eyes to me, the source of endless love. You cannot run dry, for I am the spring that never ceases. You cannot lose everything, for I am the treasure that never fades. You need only remain in me, and my love will continue to flow through you. Remember, what pleases me is not grand displays, but steadfast endurance. I see you when you choose to do what is right in silence. I see you when you persevere in prayer for someone who will never know it. I see you when you stand firm, though no one cheers. And I assure you, not a single drop of sweat, not one prayer, not one sacrifice made for me will ever be in vain. So, continue to love, continue to plant, continue to do good. Every faithful step you take expands my kingdom. Every word of encouragement you give builds up a soul. Every small act done in love pushes back the darkness a little further. This is the path of righteousness, a path that needs no spotlight, no. One day, when all is revealed, you will see that your life was never meaningless. Every step, every sacrifice, every whispered prayer in the night contributed to the shaping of a soul's history. And when you realize this, your joy will overflow beyond words. This joy will not fade away, but endure forever. So do not lose heart when the world despises what you do. Do not grow weary when people fail to remember or repay you. You do not act for recognition, but to express love. Remember that your reward does not come from earth, but from heaven. And that reward is not wealth or fame, but the joy of seeing love transform the world through you. It is the joy eternal, the song that never ceases in my kingdom. You are the proof that darkness cannot overcome light, that indifference cannot quench love, and that silence cannot smother truth. Keep walking, keep loving, keep planting. One day when the veil lifts, you will behold a golden field, the fruit of every seed of love you patiently planted. And then you will see every drop of sweat, every tear, every hidden prayer. All of it was worth it, my plan and your purpose. Never underestimate the power of a deed born of love. A small gesture, a gentle look, a timely word of comfort, what seems insignificant carries the weight of life itself. The world glorifies noise and brilliance and things measured by money or achievement. But my eyes do not seek what is dazzling. I look into the depths of the heart, to the place where motives are revealed, where love proves itself, not by words, but by deeds. I honor the humble, those who give without seeking attention. I praise those who serve without expectation, those who love without condition. In such quiet and hidden acts, my light shines most clearly. People may disregard, overlook, or even mock simplicity, but I see every single thing. When you lay aside your own pain to hear the sigh of another soul, heaven rejoices. When you choose forgiveness instead of feeding bitterness, darkness is defeated once again. When you endure in silence, yielding rather than quarreling, you break the invisible chains of hatred. The world will not record this, but to me it resounds like a triumphal hymn. Therefore, never think your kindness has been forgotten. You have chosen the better path, the one few desire to walk, for it demands humility, perseverance, and a heart kept open even when vulnerable. But this is also the path that leads to life. It is not lit by the lights of the world, but by the eternal glory that never fades. It does not lead to the applause of crowds, but to the joy of heaven. When you walk in love, you touch the very essence of my being, the one who created you in the image of love. Do not think your choice makes no difference. There are people waiting for a single word of encouragement to live another day. There are souls on the edge of collapse who need only a kind look to know they are not abandoned. There are hearts that seem turned to stone, yet a single tender gesture is enough to make them crack open and beat again. You cannot see it all, but I see it. Every act of love is a seed in the soil. Quietly, it takes root, grows upward, and one day will bear fruit beyond what you could ever imagine. Look around you. There are countless people drowning in loneliness, in anxiety, and in hidden despair. They long for a glimmer of hope. They yearn for peace. They need someone to care. You are the vessel to bring it. Do not think you must do great deeds to change a life. A hidden prayer for another is enough to open invisible doors. A timely embrace can remind someone that love still exists. Patience with the difficult can awaken in them the truth that patience is not dead. Everything you do reaches farther than your eyes can see. There will be days you feel weary. You may think all your efforts bear no fruit. But my child, know this. When you plant in love, I am the one who makes it grow. You do not need to see results immediately to know your work matters. Be patient, for the harvest will surely come. When seeds of love sprout, they change not just one life, but ripple through generations. And on the final day, when all is laid bare, you will be astonished at the circles of influence flowing from a small act you once thought meaningless. I am using you in ways far beyond your understanding. When you think you are only comforting one person, I am using your words to uplift a family. When you think you are only doing a simple act of kindness, I am turning it into the spark for transformation in a community. When you think your prayer is small, I am weaving it together into a flood of grace pouring over many. You cannot measure the reach of love when it flows through your life. Therefore, do not lose heart when you do not see change at once. Do not grow discouraged when your kindness is disregarded. Do not stop giving because you think you are too small. Your smallness is itself the proof of my power. In weakness, my strength is made perfect, and in quiet faithfulness, you shine as the brightest witness to my love. You are not here by accident. If this word stirred your spirit, seal it with action right now. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss the next message heaven is sending to you. Tap the bell and choose all, so the whisper becomes a wake-up when new revelations drop. Like this video to push this light into more dark places. Comment, I choose to speak in love to declare your commitment and strengthen someone else reading. Share this with the one person you know is fighting silence tonight. Amen.